So on Android phones, the NFC technology is not enabled automatically, at least not for the old versions. Some versions of Android, like some technos, some like the older models, they don't have NFC. So with Android, the safest way is always to just scan the QR code, right? That's like the safest way to go about it. However, there are some Androids that have NFC, but it's not, like I said, it's not enabled automatically. So you have to go to the quick menu up here, and then you look through these options, and sometimes you will find NFC there and it's not enabled, right? Sometimes it will be enabled. Sometimes you won't even find it there. So usually you would have to go to like this edit icon up here. So you edit this quick menu, you go to edit, and then you find that there are those that are available here but have not been added to the menu, right? So sometimes you will find it down here, right? Like in these menus down here, and then you just have to like enable it, to make it part of the menu, so that when you finally get done with that and then you do this, then you're able to see NFC, then you can enable it, and then you'll be able to just get your card and tap it at the back of the phone to get like that pop-up thing. So for Androids, it's tricky. Sometimes it's automatically enabled. Sometimes it's not. Some phones don't have NFC. Some phones do. So the best thing to do with Android is to just scan the QR code. So that means opening the normal camera app, and then you position the card right at the back. You get the URL. You tap on the URL. Okay, I think we delayed a bit. Tap on the URL, and then it would open your profile page. So that's how it works with Androids, and everything else remains the same. Everything else remains the same. That's the only thing that changes, the fact that NFC is not automatically enabled with Androids. And if you find a newer Android, the Samsung S20s, S21, S22, and above, and the technos, and those more modern technos, you usually just have to edit this quick menu and find if NFC exists and hasn't been enabled. And for some, it will just be automatically enabled. And usually the NFC chip for Androids is usually like in the middle part at the back, for the for the older phones. It's usually in the middle part. For iPhones, the NFC chip is usually at the top, next to the cameras. But for some very new Androids, like the S24s and stuff, you will find it at the top as well. So the NFC, like the receiver, so it is placed differently. In Android, it's usually in the middle. In iPhones, it's usually in the top. But in newer Androids, it is also at the top. So you just have to move the card around like this and see what works. Usually you just need to, if you do this for a while and it doesn't, you just do at the bottom and usually it will work. But to avoid all that with Androids, it's always just better to either scan the QR code using your normal camera app, or for some Androids, even the normal camera app does not pick up, so you have to use like a QR code scanner like this one, or they can install an app for scanning QR codes. So like, for example, they can use that one and it would work, like that. So you can use the QR code scanner, you can use your normal camera app, you can use like an app for scanning QR codes for Android. So whichever works, you go with that.